Channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, smash that like button, share out the content. Every little bit helps. Hashtag Road to 2K. The movement is real.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching.
Hey guys, what is up? What is up? Welcome to MK Headlines, episode number 46. We are 4 away from 50, joined by my 2 co-hosts, Next Shift Randy and Further AM. How are my co-hosts doing? And real quick, we got a very special guest, my main guy, Nicky Steves, who's an Eagles and Sixers content creator. I've been supporting him for the longest time. I like your content, bro. How you doing? How's everyone doing today?
Right now, I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be here.
There you go.
Talk some Eagles football right here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is actually your second time on this show. So
right.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I was on back in the spring going into the draft.
Uh-huh. And yeah, Randy and Further, how are you guys doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We got a big show ahead of us, but we got to start off with something funny. So I'm going to be showing you guys a little something. Nikki, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's a little bit funny. But we got a couple people in the chat first. What is up, Eagles fan 94? What is good? Bluebird, let's get the show on the road. Yes, sir. Let's get this started. So I just got to bring this up. You guys, hold on. Let me get this full screen. Now, if you guys don't know what, just keep on watching this, guys. This is actually
what's going on. What's Mitch up to? Did he put something in the stir pot?
All right,
let's check it out.
You guys ready? Further, you ready?
My home team, my loyalty. I'm at Uptown Royalty. We fight for Undefeated. Who are we? I speak facts. I'm not making riddles. My heart's open, big old holes for the John Ringles.
Yeah.
Fellas on the team, you know Gerald Green is on the team. You know what you got going on, but I need to hear cha-cha and Doug do black. Two with the big dance. Got three in the big dance. Got a chance. Let me tell you something about some good fans. Back in the day, FK was others. You don't know you need the others. We gonna do it like others had trials. Haters, and
Yo, what's up, J Melon? What's good? What's up, Bluebird?
Commanders, left hand up, who are we?
What's up, Ryan?
Our offense, you can't stop that. Right in front of that first down is where you get dropped at. I know you know know this, we're focused. Your fan base is hopeless. When you take an L, y'all all disappear like somebody said hocus pocus. Right now.
Super cringe.
It's funny as hell though.
Dude.
Even the rap is bad.
Who are we? The Commanders.
The Commanders.
Commanders.
Fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Oh my god.
Commanders. Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we? Left hand up, right hand up. Everybody do this dance. 97 in the same. Commanders, you know what I'm saying? Out my hands was high, bust through that line. Close down my how I'm throwing them down. Said tell them all touch that every time. Don't open up that way, then we on the rise. You know what I want, Super Bowl in my mind. We got 3 rings, but I think we deny. Fight for DC, that's that hometown pride. We the Commanders, they wondering why. Burgundy, gold, red, yellow, playoff piss. I won't say. Everybody trophy, we need a name. NFC champions, you know we got. Commanders, Commanders, RDC, who are we? Commanders, Commanders, left hand up, who are we? Commanders, RDC, who are we? Commanders, left hand up, who are we? Left hand up, come on, 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 left hand up, who are we?
Commanders.
Yep. I watch it to command. Oh, wow.
That was every bad 21st century rap video.
It really was. It
Now-
really
Team
was.
version of
Now
it.
we're gonna have a new thing on the channel. On the channel of the show, whenever someone says Commanders,
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up, who are we? The Commanders.
Who are we? The Commanders.
oh great, you said it.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up, who are we? The Commanders.
I drink to that.
Right there. So Nikki, how'd you like that, bro? Was that the first time you seen it?
Yes, it was. Of course. Of course,
Yeah.
Dan Snyder's organization would do it. They make everything they do is cringeworthy.
I love how
Well-
he got the whole family to make
Absolutely.
the music video too. He's like, I gotta call my nephew, my niece, my auntie, my baby mama, mamas. It's like they all came to the house. They
My-
all know each
my
other.
ex-
They're all relatives. He's
Yeah.
like, I brought the neighbor
My
over.
ex, you can tell like there was
Call
an
him
X in the
uncle.
back. You can tell there's an X in the back. You can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Cool Cat
I was,
Connor.
I was waiting to see
Say it.
Timus. I was waiting to see if he'd pop up out of nowhere and be
That's
like,
what I thought. I
"We
thought he
the
was going to be in the back.
Yeah, like the other
This
one.
is my type of party.
Dude, I tweeted
Yeah.
this out. I tweeted it out to Rio, Timus, and the rally captain. The rally captain was like, "Why you tag me in this? That had nothing to do with this." Rio goes, "Dude, what the hell?" And Timus just laughed.
You notice they couldn't say anything good about the players or coaches in it, could they?
Yeah. So let's
Right?
just get right. Yep. Let's just get right into the Eagles game because that's all we're here for. And they had a comeback victory after being down 14-0, and they come back and win 29-21. Nikki, I'm going to start off with you. What is the main thing you took away from this victory? What was the main thing you took away?
You win any way you can, regardless of the circumstances, because it started off ugly. We saw Darius Slay Jr. leave the game. We had a pick six, failed fourth down. We gave up another touchdown. It was looking ugly, but then we started to slowly turn things around. We recovered that first fumble by Trevor Lawrence. We capitalized on it with a score, and then we started rolling from there. And overall, we scored 3 touchdowns off a turnover, so we took advantage of it, our opportunities, and we found a way to win. That you find a way to win regardless of the weather conditions, good, bad, ugly, in between. Just find a way to win.
There we go. That's definitely the Philly mentality. And we'll go with Randy here. Randy, what's your main thing you took away?
Yeah, man. Like Nikki, he hit the nail on the head, man. He, like you said, in these weather games, you got to win them dirty. You got to win them any way you can, And I would have been fine with a 9-7. Like, it don't matter to me as long as we got a W next to our name. That's all that matters, right? As long as that L column stays with a 0 for as long as it possibly can, I'm happy. So, but for me, what I want to pull out of that game was Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick was all over the field, man. The guy was
Yeah.
a monster, like capital M monster. Like, let's look at his stats here: 4 total tackles, 4 solo, 2 sacks, and he also had 2 forced fumbles, one which he actually received back. He caught back. So, like, the guy was all over the field. The guy was just being what we have brought him here to be, which was a sack monster. Which right now he sits at 3.5 sacks on the season. Thank you, Mr. Hassan Reddick.
Yes. And funny how you brought up Hassan Reddick, because Jonathan Gannon had him in the coverage. But now you look what happens when he's rushing the quarterback like he's supposed to. So it's beautiful that he made that adjustment from game to game. So further, what about you, man?
I think what I learned was our team can adjust to adversity in times of being doubtful, down 14-0. And it's one oddity that the Eagles normally come back from being up 14-0, and we got it done. We showed that we can learn and adapt to those situations, especially with our offensive line having 2 major key injuries, especially with Malata. They were allowed to adjust that, adapt, and were able to get a victory out of this one. I think that was the biggest thing of all, is that we know that this team is here and built to last, and we do have depth, which was not shown during the preseason. So that's one great thing that I was worried about, is one of these guys go down. We saw in the preseason we weren't that good with our backup. We had no depth. So to see that our team does somewhat have depth when key injury factors do take place, especially during such an ugly, rainy game, we were able to get that victory. I can't complain. I think that it was a win-win and a win situation. So I'm looking forward to coming this weekend too, to see what we can do.
Oh, you rhymed. There you go. But for me, here's something I took away from it. We scored in the second half. We scored in the second half today in the game. I was so happy.
Yay.
We scored in the second half.
Yeah,
But, on a serious note, when the passing game is not going, you go to the run game. And boy, was the run game working. 51 total carries, over 200 yards. I think we had 4 rushing touchdowns, right? Or did we have more? We had 2 from Sanders, 1 from Hurts, and 1 from Gainwell. So we had 4.
Yep.
I'll take it.
And Miles Sanders beat the Eagles record for most rushing touchdowns in the second quarter. Let's go with that. That's pretty awesome.
That is really cool. But speaking of Jalen Hurts, though, he did not have the best of game this season. I think, honestly, this is his second worst game. Actually, his worst game. I think it was his worst. He had a good game against the Detroit Lions. So, how do you guys think he played? Nikki, I'll start with you again.
He played below the expectation level for the season. But then again, to be fair, based off the weather conditions, I'm not too hard on him for it. And besides, we're talking one game here, and it wasn't like it was the worst performance ever. But, but for Jalen Hurts 2022 standards, it's not going to be a highlight reel game. But obviously, he has a chance to redeem himself.
All right.
So I'm not going to worry about this one too much.
Okay, Randy.
Yeah, man. Like you said, 16 for 25, 204 yards, 8.2 average, 1 interception, 2 sacks for 13 yards lost, a total QBR of 26.2, which is total QB rating is a 72.8. Like you said, not the greatest. Like Nikki said, this isn't going to be the one we're going to be pulling highlight reels from. But if I'm going to be picky, I will say I did like how when he threw that interception, he threw it into double coverage. Like that ball should have not been thrown. But I mean, looking back on it, again, like you said, we can be picky when we won, but I mean, hindsight's 2020. I know he'll rectify that, and he won't do that again, hopefully. But so far, out of all the games, this probably wouldn't be the one I'd chalk up as his best.
Yeah, and real quick, further before I let you go, guys in the chat, How do you guys feel about Jalen Hurts? And obviously, I forgot to put down the yards he had per game. This game, I'm an idiot. But yeah. So further, how do you think he did?
Well, I'm going to compare someone real quick to a game that happened last week. A man named Aaron Rodgers who threw a pick six at the Patriots and still won the game. And when you have a quarterback that's elite or really, really good, let's just say really great quarterback, they're able, when those type of mistakes are made, to come out and still pull a victory after their mistake has been made. And Jalen Hurts did exactly that. Right off the gate, he threw a pick six. And at the end of the day, he got the dub and learned from his mistakes. And during a horrible way, more worse weather conditions than Aaron Rodgers was at Lambeau Field yesterday. So I might have to give him a pretty good grade. Like Randy and you, Steve, said that it's nothing like we had any great highlight video from. I did expect him to run or rush more as a quarterback yesterday, being in these rainy conditions. And actually, I was pretty surprised he didn't really put up that many yards. He did get a TD, rushing TD, but he didn't really put up the yards. I thought he would get, 65 plus yards this game and did not. So I can't, complain with Jalen Hurts' performance. I thought he did exceptionally well and learned from his mistakes and able to get the dub. That's what everyone wants from a great quarterback. So what do you think, Mitch?
So for me, you guys know I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts supporter. You guys know I'm not the biggest hater. But what this game showed me is his consistency, right? So the first 3 games or 4, first 4, yeah, he was consistent, right? He was consistent, getting the yards, getting touchdowns, and then this happened. Granted, the weather was terrible. People were wearing ponchos, people were having umbrellas, and the whole 9. Shout out to Cool Cat. But yeah, guys. So for me, can he bounce back from this against Arizona? In Arizona, where it's pretty much going to be like 95 degrees or 100 degrees over there. So can he bounce back to that MVP conversation? Because to me, honestly, he fell off that MVP conversation just a bit. Just a little bit here. I mean, you still got Josh Allen there. You still got Lamar Jackson there. Tua, prayers up to Tua before that whole horrible accident. And then you got Aaron Rodgers up there and stuff like that. So do you guys still have Jalen Hurts in the early MVP conversations? Whoever wants to start, go for it.
I definitely consider him in the mix thus far, along with some of the other guys like Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and those guys. So yeah, because he at least he's been a contributing factor on our offense. He's been throwing the ball efficiently and even running the ball when he gets the opportunity. So he definitely plays a big factor in the Eagles' success offensively early in the season.
Oh, yep, I agree with you. Anyone else got anything to add to that before we move on?
I would just like to say if he wants to really be considered for an MVP candidate this season as a quarterback, he's got to get more TD passes. Because when you look at other top 5 quarterbacks right now, they're all just throwing numbers in the end zone. For instance, Lamar Jackson. He's got, I don't even know how many. I know it was 10 before last week. I know he's gotten more after this week. And then you got Patrick Mahomes. Did you see him play this week? Holy macaroni. He was throwing footballs in the end zone like this, footballs like this into the end zone. I've never seen a man throw football so many different ways into the end zone. I was like, man, no wonder they're paying this guy so much. I mean, to be honest with you, after this week, I'm going to have to say Patrick Mahomes is the MVP candidate right now. After the way he just destroyed Tom Brady and threw the ball in so many I've never seen ways before. He looked like he was doing like a soccer throw and then a softball pitch. And these are all going TD passes into the end zone. I'm like, I want to see Jalen Hurts do this, So if Jalen Hurts wants to be an MVP, he's got to look at Mahomes' tapes because that guy's doing stuff no one's ever even seen the NFL do before. It's really crazy and unique. It's different.
Right. Randy, do you have him in the MVP conversation still, or do you have him like on the outside looking in like me?
Yeah, man, I think he's on the outside looking in. Like, if you look at Patty Mahomes' numbers, Lamar Jackson's numbers, Josh Allen's numbers, then you start looking at how Justin Herbert had a good bounce back game, even though he's injured, he's still playing well. This game kind of put him out a little bit in my eyes. Just because of like what further touched on on that game Patrick Mahomes had, like just
That
the
was
stuff he was pulling
ridiculous,
off.
That
Like
was crazy.
if you
That
want
was
to
a
call
show,
some,
man.
if you want to call a football player, if you want to call a football player Houdini, he's Houdini of the football world, man. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stuff he does, spinning off, but to throw it, then he fakes it, and then he just like throws it up in the air and looks away, like what? I still have the ball, what? And then like,
Yeah,
man, just he's wild.
He's
He's
the
wild.
make it happen
But yeah,
man.
I agree with you, man. Yeah.
All right. See, I'm not alone, and there's other Eagles content creators out there calling me idiots. Calling me an idiot
Yeah.
for saying he's not going to have a total of 5,000 yards in the beginning of the season.
So he still could. He still could.
He
It's
still
not-
could.
It was a bad
He
game.
still could. He
Still
still
can
could.
put up those numbers easily.
Oh, yeah.
Every quarterback, I believe, has one bad game.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like, us Eagles fans, we like to hold for the last game of our memory. What's this one? So maybe against Arizona, he has a better game. So for me, he's got to play better next game against Arizona. No,
it's
shout
in
out
the
to
dome.
AK, man. Shout out to AK. He calls
Shout
me
out to
a
everyone
David
in the
Hurts
chat.
hater.
Thank you for everyone being in here and sticking around.
Yes, sir. And by the way, I forgot to say this. Nikki, where can he find you on social media? I forgot to say that.
Right now, the one you can find me on is my Twitter. That's what I'm using primarily.
Okay. What is
I
your
could
Twitter?
do, if it works, I could share the link for you.
Oh, if you want to. And by the way, guys, his Twitter link and YouTube are in the description down below. So you can give him a follow on Twitter and subscribe to him as well. He had a killer live play-by-play last night, over 300 plus views. Shout out to you, man.
Wow.
Keep doing your thing, bro. Keep doing your thing. And I'm here for you if you need anything. But keep doing your shit. Keep doing your shit. So,
Okay, so I put it in the live chat on
Oh,
your
there you
channel.
go.
So
there you go. Whoever wants to follow him on Twitter, give him a quick follow and show him some support. And Miles Sanders had a career day, guys. He had a career day, like Further said earlier. He had 2 touchdowns in the second quarter.
Three.
Yeah.
Set the Eagles record
He had 3 touchdowns?
in the second quarter.
Miles Sanders.
wait,
Miles
Maybe it
Sanders
was
had-
3
What?
rushing touchdowns in the second quarter. Excuse me.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
My
Miles
bad.
Sanders had 2.
3 total.
Gotcha.
second quarter.
Okay. Hey, Raphael, how's it going, man? But can Miles Sanders keep up this type of performance? Can he keep this up? Nikki, I'll start with you. Can he keep this up?
at this point, I just don't. It's hard for me to say that because I think as the time goes along, they're not going to be using him as much in the run game. 1, and number 2, because he does have a history of injuries, there is always that possibility that he could get hurt, which I hope does not happen, but it is a realistic possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, he could still be a contributing factor for us, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly is it when he's on, he's certainly a good back. As far as like this type of performance, and you might get another few games where he puts up over 100 yards and a few touchdowns, but I don't think it's going to be a regular thing we're seeing week in and week out.
Okay. Randy, do you think Miles Sanders can keep this type of play up?
Like 356 yards on 72 attempts. That's a 4.9 average. His longest so far this year is 35 yards. Got 3 touchdowns. Can we all get a round of applause for 3 touchdowns? Last year, the man had 0. He hadn't seen the end zone in God knows how long. Let's give a round of applause to him. Come on, guys. There we go. Round of applause to Miles Sanders, finding the end zone this year. History's proven that, he's going to find like a tissue issue, whether it's like a stinger or a shoulder issue or something's going to arise. Do I hope that happens? Heck no. I want this guy to be healthy. I want him to set record. I want him to hit over 1,000 plus rushing yards and have 10 touchdowns. But if history has proven me otherwise, it's the fact that he himself has been injured most of his career. So do I think he can keep it up? No, I don't think. I think at some point he's going to have something happen. So no.
Yeah, I agree with that. Further, how about you?
I'm gonna just go over the Cardinals game. Cardinals have a better rushing defense, so we're probably going to use Miles Sanders a little less this game. They're around a top 10 rushing defense, so I think we're going to be passing more this week. I think it's going to be also Kyle Murray, and it'll be a lot of passing.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me with Miles Sanders, I'm not the biggest Miles Sanders fan. Not saying I'm a Michigan, he's Penn State. Let's keep that a buck. That's not the reason. But for him, it's just like remember
Cares.
last year. Wow. I used to be a Penn State fan long ago, but when it comes
Somebody
to
say Commander?
you son of a gun.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand
All right. All right. So for me, you know how Miles Sanders was going from left to right last year? You know, he was going side to side, not north. He's been going north a lot more this season, which I like to see. I like that. But again, you said it before, the injury history is a major concern for me. And we have a good running back by committee. We got Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. Now we got Trey Sermon in the mix. So I think he's going to have less carries than what he did. Yes, the weather was a big thing, but other running backs, and we have Jalen Hurts, who's going to run like a lot. So I don't think Miles Sanders is going to have this kind of game anytime soon. Against Cardinals, probably not. Against Dallas in that defense, I would hope so, but the odds are not good. What is up, Almighty? Thank you for being here. So, yeah, that's for me. Yep. How bad did the weather affect the pass game? I think we can all say like it affected us pretty badly. So, Nikki, how do you feel about the weather in this game?
How did it affect us? Well, it certainly did affected both teams. Us specifically, obviously, it slowed down our pass game a little bit. We had to rely more on the run, so it certainly played a factor. And obviously, Hurts didn't put up the usual numbers, so it definitely had a major effect on the passing game.
Okay. Mm-hmm. No, go on. You were saying something?
I mean, no, that's all I was going to say. I was going to say that's why we went more to the run, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. Randy?
Yeah, man. Like you said, I don't know if anybody caught it, but Jason Avant, shout out ex Eagle. He had a little show on today, and he was talking about take a football, go wet it underneath the sink, right? Take it outside, and then try to whip it to your brother as hard as you can, and then see if you can catch it. He's like, it's darn near impossible. He's like, it is impossible. He's like, you have to have such strong hands to try to catch that ball, because not only are you going to try to corral it, it's going to bounce around somewhere around in that area, right? So you have to bring it into your body and hope that your body isn't so wet too that you're going to be able to corral it some way. So yeah, it definitely did affect our passing game somewhat.
All right. Further?
Yeah, I think it did. And it wasn't just a light, miserable rain. It was downpour. It was very, one of those games where you saw the ball come right out of Trevor Lawrence's hands, no problem. It was that, soaking wet out there. So it caused us to rush the ball more, especially right out of the gate. When you throw a pick six, you kind of got to change up the scheme and the game plan right away, because passing the ball wasn't working. A few times it looked like some of the rain did settle down a little bit. We did get some good passes off to A.J. Brown, so we weren't completely depleted from passing. Goddard couldn't catch the ball twice. That was upsetting, but one of them I don't think was caused by the rain. I think one right there where he's at the end zone, he tried to catch it with his chest, and you can't catch with your chest. You got to use your hands. Bounced right off his chest. That could have been an easy touchdown right there. It was unfortunate, but yeah, weather played a huge factor in passing in this game.
Yeah, so for me, it did affect us. It did affect the passing game. I mean, Jalen Hurts had no touchdowns. But to me, not everything affected it, because, the Jalen Hurts pick six, he kind of forced it. He had his own ways. He forced it right there into double coverage. So can you blame that on the weather? Probably not. No, that's more of an IQ thing. He saw an opening, he tried to take it, and it didn't work. So other than that, it affected our game pretty bad. I mean, look at our wide receivers. Like, he did spread the ball around. Two of our guys, I think it was Pascal and Watkins, didn't have a catch. They each had one target. So, again, Watkins with another no-catch game. So, if this was a good weather day, I believe Watkins, Pascal would have got their catches. But to me, you got to spread the ball around. You know how in the first game against the Detroit, AJ Brown got like what, 18 targets, 17, something like that. It's got to be up that high. But it's like with this team, in order to succeed, you got to spread the ball around. So, you know
Another
what?
dome game next week, by the way.
What was that?
Arizona plays in a dome. It's another dome game next week, by the way, as well. So,
And can I
Yeah.
mention something real quick on top of that topic? You know what's crazy, and it's only been week 4, right? And we've done so successful. But one thing that no one's really failed to mention is we haven't even reached our full potential on offense and defense. It's just amazing that Jordan Davis isn't even out there every snap. Where's N'Kobe Dean? So right there, we can even have a better defense, you know? And then
That's
on
exactly
offense,
the next
like you
topic.
said, if we put Pascal and Quez Watkins in the mix, you know, Goddard's doing great. AJ Brown's doing great. Devontae Smith's a savage. Add them in the mix. We have even a better, you know, offensive game. So I don't even think we're really utilizing the whole entire both sides of the offense and the defense yet. We have a really powerful team that we haven't even really seen. Our potential is even higher than we know. And I think we're in for a really, really big surprise that no one's even seen thus far. And this Eagles team can go even higher than what it is right now. And that's what I'm looking forward to is where are we really, really stand? Because we're not there yet. We're not at 100. And what's crazy is just like E-Rock posted that It's Always Sunny clip from It's Always Sunny. He goes, D, I have failed. Or what was it? I yet to peak or whatever. And I don't think the Eagles, we haven't peaked yet. We're still getting better and better. So watch out. This Eagles team is something special, and it's going to get even better and
You know
scarier
who?
on defense.
You know who hasn't peaked yet? Hold on. You know who hasn't peaked yet? The Commanders.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
They still can't figure it out after RG3 went down in the playoffs with that knee injury. They still can't figure it out. That just can't. And I don't know what's wrong with them, but I don't know if it's the office, the owner. They got Riviera. What the hell is wrong with them?
You mean the Commanders?
Yeah. Or Washington Commando. Oh,
Well, when you're on the bottom, you get treated like you're on the bottom.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go to the defense. How good is the Eagles defense? Like, do you have them as the best defense in the league? Further, I believe you told me that after the post game live stream you and I had.
We're second in the whole entire NFL right now on defense, I believe. The San Francisco 49ers are number 1 and the Eagles are number 2.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, on ranking in the NFL defense. Cardinals they're not even in the top 22. So this game next week should be run, pass. You're going to see something special this week. I was a little bit worried because we haven't beat the Cardinals at home in Phoenix since 2001. So I think we're going to change that. And this year's finally we're going to get a victory in Phoenix. Changing my mind. Let's go. Let's go, Birds. It's going to be an air battle. I'm thinking over 100 rushing. I want to see 300 plus passing yards. I want a TD. I want 3 TDs in the end zone from Jalen Hurts this game. Not him rushing in. I want him to pass the ball into the end zone 3 times. You got Dallas Goedert, you got Smith, and you got Quez Watkins. Do it again. Do it again. Do it all in one game.
Yeah. So for me, Nikki, I'm just going to say this and I'm going to let you go, let you answer this. But it has to come down to Jonathan Gannon. I mean, look at this turnaround he had since week 1 against the Detroit Lions where they let up 35 points and they didn't even have Jordan Davis out there that much. I mean, Jonathan Gannon is actually making adjustments like the Hassan Reddick. He's doing things that are doing better. He really wants a head coaching job now. He really wants it. He's using that as a motivation. So I really like how Jonathan Gannon's doing right now. In the beginning of the season, after the Detroit Lions game, we were on this show, me, Further, and Randy. We were just ranting how bad Jonathan Gannon was. Like we spent half of the show just ranting about Jonathan Gannon. So now it's like so good to say good things about him. So, Nikki, how do you feel about this defense and Jonathan Gannon?
This defense, definitely a top 3 defense in the NFL currently. All the talent they have and the way they're getting sacks, recording turnovers. As far as Jonathan Gannon, yeah, obviously he's doing better because I came into this very critical of him. Obviously, he's learned how to utilize the talent around him better, how to piece together better performance. Because obviously, he's letting the guys get pressure to the quarterback. He's letting the D line do its job, and obviously, so clear, and it's showing in the results of the game how, week 2, 7 points given up. Week 3, only 8 points. In week 4, hey, we got the turnovers off those fumbles, and we did a solid job considering. Week 1, okay, yeah, I was critical of him too, but obviously since then it's clearly gotten better. And now nobody's sleeping on the Eagles defense anymore. Even ESPN has them ranked the top 5 defense. So Jonathan Gannon's definitely done a better job. And this defense as a whole, better watch out if you see the Eagles on the schedule because they're coming for you.
Yeah, we're definitely coming for you. And you know what? I think now it's time to go into the Cardinals. So, like I said in the beginning, I think we were off stream backstage. Is there anyone in the Cardinals that scares you? Further, I'll start with you.
No, not really. I think Kyler Murray as a quarterback probably passing to Zach Ertz because I just wonder if maybe they're going to throw him in the mix a little more since it's going to be his old team, the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm not really worried. I was going to ask you guys, actually, what do you think will be first? You think it will be a fumble this coming week or an interception? Isn't it great that we can actually say that every game we've had an interception or a fumble? And that there's going to be one coming this week, and you can almost just flip a coin. And I'm going to go interception on Kyle Murray. So
what's funny? The Commanders can't say that.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
Oh God, they're an awful organization.
All right, Randy, is there anyone on the Cardinals that scares you in a way? Like anybody?
I just wanted to say the Eagles are signing kicker Cameron Dicker to the 53-man roster just now.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we got a Dicker of a kicker.
Really?
Look,
Yeah,
I'm about
it
to
just
share the
popped on
screen.
my screen when you guys were talking. Sorry. As
Yeah,
for somebody who's going to
it's
scare
funny.
me,
I'm gonna share the screen right now.
Now, is this because of the injury of Elliott?
Yes.
I think so.
All right, so they're probably going to let him rest up then.
Here we go. Eagles are signing Cameron Dicker.
All right.
We got a Dicker of a kicker. We got a Dicker of a kicker, boys.
Dicker the kicker directly. Just dig it pretty bad.
What's even makes it funnier? He's from the Texas Longhorns. He's a Longhorn Dicker of a kicker.
Oh my God.
I'm definitely making a YouTube short about this.
Pause.
I'm making a
Go
YouTube.
for it.
All right, let me take this off. I'm definitely making a
Can I answer
YouTube
your
short
question,
about this
Mitch?
when I'm done here. Yeah.
Their run game doesn't scare me. I mean, James Conner has 45 attempts for 145 yards. That's a 3.2 average. Nope, not scary. The only thing that's an issue, or that may be an issue, but I don't think will be an issue, is that Kyler Murray has 991 passing yards, and Marquise Brown has 339 receiving yards. But does anybody know the status of Slay?
I do not.
I don't
Anybody?
either. I was trying to find out. I couldn't see.
Because I seen a stat today that Bradbury has only allowed 10 completions for 73 yards in 4 games.
I would assume Slay's taking rest right now, but I think he's going to play. It's just a forearm injury. Probably bruised it pretty badly, but I don't think he broke anything or tore anything. Just like a forearm injury. So I think he'll be back.
Gotcha.
I think he's just going to have some rest time.
Okay.
So, Nikki,
But no
anyone-
one scares me.
But Mulata is going to be the one, I think, out this week. Yeah, that's the big concern.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
But like I said, I think with the Jaguars, we showed that we can still protect Ertz. And I don't know if you saw that also highlight reel of Lane Johnson had 0 get through him yesterday against the Jaguars. They had just a real clip of him and doing his blocking and people trying to rush block on Ertz. And he literally blocked everyone out. No one got through Lane Johnson yesterday. So Lane is not to blame.
I will say, though,
again.
the Cardinals do have defensive players. Like, they do have Buda Baker. They do have Zaven Collins. They do have Zach Allen. They do have Byron Murphy. They do have Isaiah Simmons. They do have Marcus Golden. I mean, and J.J. Watt, even though it's on the latter half of his career, J.J. Watt. But, they do have guys on defense. So we just got to be kind of careful. That's all.
Yeah. So, Nikki, how about you? Is there anyone on this team that scares you?
No, even with the players they have, because they do have players, obviously, there's no one there that really scares me because I have a lot of confidence that this team, based off the way they've been playing, they're still going to come through and win. And I think the Cardinals are obviously going to put up a fight. I wouldn't be surprised this is a close game, but I don't really see anyone that has me worried.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's James Conner. And I'm going to tell you guys why. The guy's a dual threat. Sure, he doesn't have a lot of rushing yards this year. He doesn't, not yet, but he could still. He's sneaky. He is really sneaky, especially on the receiving side. So, James Conner can get some damage on us. He can. I'm just being realistic here. I love James Conner. I had him on my fantasy team the last 2 years, not this year. And, yeah, he's been killing it for me on fantasy. So,
we got
James
Kaiser
Conner,
White, man. We got Kaiser White.
I know, but James Conner is so fast and elusive. I'm just saying.
No, I also forgot Cardinals got J.J. Watt. I guess that's the guy you got to look out for.
I mean, isn't he injured? Isn't he injured?
No, he's not.
I thought he was.
Well, he did have to have his heart shocked before last
right,
game.
That was it. I trust this Driscoll over against Parsons.
I don't know.
That's who's in right now.
Yeah.
No.
But
he had a good day yesterday, but then again, it is the Jaguars, so watch. You got to really watch out more for the Cardinals. That's where we got to be worried about.
Hey, we don't got nothing to worry. We got a dicker of a kicker. All right, we got nothing to worry. All right?
Dude, this guy, I'm looking up his stats. He's actually a pretty good kicker, man.
But he's a dicker of a kicker.
He's actually done some game-winning field goal kicks in big key moments, and he's 51 for 52 on extra points. He got a 40-yard field goal game-winning kick against Oklahoma. So yeah, it's hard to get real big fame in college as a kicker. Maybe this is his moment this week to step up to the plate in the NFL and show everyone that he is the NFL caliber kicker. So let's see.
Please go subscribe to Nikki. Shout out to Taco, my best mod out there. Shout out to Taco. Make sure you subscribe to Nikki, man. We're definitely.
I'm having tacos for dinner, man. I'm making carnitas. What? It's Taco Tuesday.
What are you doing tacos every night? But yes, guys, please subscribe to Nikki, man. I love his content. I actually have my post notifications on, so when he uploads, I watch it. So
yeah, we definitely got to get him back on the show, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. And how do we stop? I mean, Randy, you kind of already answered this, but how do we stop James Conner? Randy, I'll start with you.
Yeah, man. We're just gonna have to either like shadow him with a linebacker, whether if he kind of pops out on the sides or the backfield, that is, so that he doesn't kind of like sneak behind people and bust off a big gain. But for the most part, we just got to be aware that he's on the field, and we just got to understand that like the players got to understand the positions that they're in and understand the roles in that position, and everything will be fine. I believe in this coaching staff. These last 4 games have shown me that I need to believe in this coaching staff. They know how to work themselves out of situations. They understand that they can't let the foot off the gas in certain situations. And they've also understood, as made me understand as a fan, that they they will make mistakes, but they're also willing to learn from those mistakes and try to like rectify it the following week. So for me, they'll see James Conner and they'll make sure that he's taken care of. That's for a fact. For me, the issue for me, I think, is Kyler Murray running out of the backfield. We have to be aware of Kyler.
The Cardinals running backs run for 7 yards a carry. Is that
But
everybody?
we gotta get
Yeah. That's kind of misleading because it's like Eno Benjamin only in 4 games played. He has 22 attempts. He has 5-yard carry. Kyler Murray isn't a running back. Darrell Williams has 13 attempts for 85 yards. That's 6.5 yards. And then that's it. James Conner only averages 3 yard or 3.2, and Eno Benjamin averages, like I just said, 5 yards.
Okay. All right. Further, how do we stop James Conner?
I agree with Oates' comment. We're going to have to get Jordan Davis in there more. And I think AJ Green is questionable to play this week. And it was a mistake that he was rushed too early into this previous game. So instead, we can keep Reddick and keep putting pass rushing also on the quarterback, on the run back. So instead of Reddick, being an out, we could use him as an inside force to get in there and maybe cause some catastrophe like he did this week against the Jaguars. The main thing is I want to see more Jordan Davis this week. And we got TJ Edwards to help stop the run. So I think we're going to be okay on the run defense. As long as we keep some key players in more than usual, I think we'll be all right. And I think it showed against the Jaguars this week.
Yep. Nikki, how do we stop James Conner?
As further notes alluded to, one of the main things is use Jordan Davis. He's a run stopper. That's his main strength. Use him for that. Another thing is you can use the linebackers too, like Hassan Reddick, Kazir White, to help stop them too. So those are the main 2 things.
TJ Edwards.
Right there. Yep,
TJ
Edwards as well.
Yep. So for me, you got to stack the box. You got to rush. I mean, Kyler Murray, he can do everything. I like Kyler Murray a lot. James Conner, he is a threat no matter how people like to slice it.
And get your hands up. If you're not able to get home, get your hands up. He's a smaller stature quarterback, so he's going to have to throw that ball up. So get your hands up. Get your hands up like we the Commanders.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
We the Commanders.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
They still haven't learned.
Please don't do it again.
We're
Please.
just praying that their pipes don't burst in their stadium.
All right. So
let's just say Jalen got out of there healthy. That's all we got to not worry about anymore.
I know, but we got to go back in November.
That is fact. So, do we need a QB spy? A QB spy on Kyler Murray? And if so, who is the QB spy? Nikki, I'll start with you.
That's a good one.
A QB spy. Yeah, I mean, it would definitely help us. If we do, I'd say go with Hassan Reddick. He's been the guy that's gotten after the quarterback the most this season. And that's one of his main strengths right there. So that would be the guy to go with right there.
Okay. Further.
I got 3. I'm not sure who would be about. I think like he said, I'm thinking it's going to be Reddick, but it also could be Brandon Graham and it could also be Sweat. One of those 3. But I think Reddick's going to get the job done.
Mm-hmm. Randy.
Yeah, man. I think it's either going to be Kaiser White or it's going to be a mixture of one of our cornerbacks, or it's going to be one of the safeties that comes up on the box and kind of like halfway up and kind of looks like he's about to kind of like rush, pulls back and kind of just sit there and plays zone and kind of shadows. And then that Kyler breaks out of the tackle box. He knows, okay, I'm coming to thump. It's thump time. So I would say one of those 3 for me.
So for me, I agree with you guys. It could be any one of the linebackers. Could it be Jordan Davis to a point, you think, if he's actually out there? No.
Too slow.
Yeah,
Kyler would
the run stopper.
Kyler would break his ankle. Yeah.
All right, because people are telling me that Jordan Davis, so I wanted to ask you guys. People are actually saying on
You
Twitter.
can't have a defensive tackle play a quarterback like that. I mean, like look at all the stuff we were saying about Fletcher Cox last year going into coverage and covering running backs, and look how he's getting beat because he's not fast enough. Jordan Davis is not fast enough. I'll tell you that right now. He's not quick enough to keep up with the likes of Kyler Murray. So we need Jordan Davis to do what he does best, and that's what Nikki said, and even further, and that's stack the box, get there and get after the quarterback and running back. So no, I wouldn't go Jordan Davis. That'd be suicide.
All right, because people are like speaking highly about Jordan Davis each time.
Leave
So-
that for
Well-
Fletcher Cox. If Fletcher Cox wants to get after the quarterback, let him do it.
Okay.
Save
But-
Jordan Davis. I know I say that I want more Jordan Davis, but I don't want him to get injured right away either. I want him to stay with the Eagles for a long time. Let's keep him healthy as he's young and progressing and still learning. Obviously, he's still learning because the coaches would put him in more if they felt comfortable enough. He should be out there.
Plus, you have to
All
understand he's a rookie. He's still a rookie, right? So
Right.
he doesn't have that built up endurance. He doesn't have that built up awareness of what this quarterback is going to try to do on me because he's played him and watched enough tape. He's still a rookie. So for him, he's still trying to learn his position and not trying to take on more onto his workload. So yeah, you can tell those people who are saying Jordan Davis, come find me, Mitch.
all right. Because now we got the best part. The predictions for this game. Now, I mean, if you guys don't feel like, I know you guys do, but Nikki, if you don't feel like giving out a prediction, you don't have to. But further, I'm going to start with you. What's your prediction for this game?
Well, the point spread,
Yeah,
I believe, is around a touchdown. I'm not exactly what the exact point spread is, but I believe it's us winning by 1 touchdown. I'm going to say 32-24.
32-24. Okay. All right. Randy.
Yeah, man. Those players that I named off, the Byron Murphys, the Buda Bakers, the Isaiah Simmons, and the other guys. We gotta be wary of them because they can play some defense over there. When wanting to. But I feel like the Eagles are gonna put the Arizona. I'm not even gonna call them Cardinals because they're not even a bird. They're gonna put the Arizona Redbirds because that's all they are to me. They're gonna bury them in the first, maybe even the second quarter. This game's gonna be over quick, man. I think this is gonna be one of those games where Jalen Hurts is gonna be able to stamp his name as like, listen, I'm here. The league needs to remind me. I say the Eagles put up 38, and I say Arizona doesn't even get past 21.
Okay. And Nikki.
I would say I'm thinking 34-26. We win this game.
Okay.
All right. I like that.
You
So
know, this
for
is
me-
our rivalry, right? They used to be in the NFC
Right.
East in
Former
2002.
rivals
We used to
before
face
the
them
I
realignment.
twice.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
forgot
they,
about
A
that.
lot
used to be
of
the St.
people are
Louis
saying
Cardinals.
they should be realigned with us. A lot of people are saying
I
they should be
do.
realigned back up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate the
do too.
Cardinals.
But that doesn't really work. Because number one, geographically doesn't make sense. And the only reason they went the Cowboys is because there was that history already there between us and the Cowboys. So that's the reason
But I
they
fucking
got
hate
put
the
in.
Cowgirls.
Yeah,
But
it
the
not
pains
Cardinals
me
didn't
that
have
they,
that
they
same.
were the St.
girls.
Louis Cardinals and they moved in 2002 to Phoenix, and that's when they joined the NFC West. But yes, they were our rivals. I do not like them at all. and think about this. We haven't beaten them at home since 2001. And in 2001, the St. Louis Cardinals were in St. Louis, not Phoenix. So the Eagles have never actually beaten them at home at Phoenix, ever. So let's make it the first time.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. So
I just wanted to add that little fact in there in case people don't realize the Eagles have never beaten the Cardinals in Phoenix.
Championship game.
Yeah.
Did we play them at home? No, we lost them in 2011 on the road, if I remember.
I was at the on the road. Oh, I was at the game at home that we lost to. There was like
It
a
was either
bomb.
2011 or 2012. One of those years we played them on the road.
What up, AK? How you doing,
And then in
man?
2014 we lost to them.
Yep. So for me, I got 30 to 27. I like close games. I like
You're with
how
Nicky. You're with Nicky.
I got 30
Yeah,
to
you're close with
27.
Nicky. Yeah.
I just want a close competitive game. I want to go down to the wire, and I want the Eagles to come back from adversity like this week. See if they can do it again. So, with
Good.
that being said,
But it's so fun when we dominate another team.
Yeah.
pause.
I don't want it to
Pause.
be close. I just want to go
No,
out
no,
there
no
and
pauses. I want to
their
dominate
ass.
the hell out of them.
Yeah, they're our rivals, man. I treat them
Right,
like
all
that.
right,
You're
all
the
right.
Cardinals, man. I mean, I know you. I agree with you. I think it is going to be a very close game. I really do think it's going to be a fight. But at the end of the day, I hope we literally whoop the shit out of them like the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Redskins, man. Because I've been an Eagles fan for that long. I don't like the Cardinals. I don't at all.
So,
I hate them.
So we're closing in on an hour, and I just want to say, Nikki, thank you for coming on, man. You're a real supporter of the channel. I'm a supporter of yours, so it's an honor for you. So
Yes.
let the people
Same here,
know
Nicky.
when.
You support all my stuff, man. I appreciate it, brother. Really do,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I got to go
Thanks so
check
much.
out your YouTube channel and your Twitter. And
Did
I don't think
somebody
I've
say
subbed to
Commander?
you.
I was gonna do that after this. You.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
So Nikki,
And I
where
believe
can
I did answer this question earlier. You asked me. That's where I shared the link to the Twitter in the
Yeah.
live chat on your
I know.
channel.
For some of the people who weren't there in the beginning or when I asked you, where can they find you on YouTube?
On YouTube, easiest way to do it, just go to search, type in Nicky Stees, and my channel pops up. The Eagles and Sixers logos. Eagles Talk with Nicky Stees, and you recognize my face. You'll recognize the Eagles and Sixers logo in the profile picture. So
There we
that's
go. There we go. So, Nikki, we just want to say thank you for coming on. You're a second guest ever since we
Thanks,
became
brother.
a unit, before we became a team, us three. So, yeah. So, all right. So, hold on.
Thank you
Oh,
for
you know
having
what?
me
We
on.
never
It was a
showed
pleasure, and I
everyone.
enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. Further. Go.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
We're
Look
gonna be
what.
knocking
Oh.
on Zach Ertz's door coming up here. They're next.
But damn, I like Deuce Staley.
We all did.
Yeah. So,
I thought that was great.
with
It
that
was.
being- yeah.
It's the
So-
revenge tour. This is the Eagles. That's what everyone's calling it. This season's the revenge tour. We're hitting,
far as Zach
hitting
Ertz,
Zach Ertz next. All
That
the
occurred to
people
me,
that
like
used
if
to on
this
the
were a home
Eagles.
game, he would get cheered if this were a home game.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but Eagles
There's
fans
no
are still
ill
going to
will
Arizona,
on Zach
though.
Ertz.
Eagles fans will still go to Arizona, so no matter what, he's getting cheered.
If it wasn't for his
Facts.
amazing catch in the Super Bowl, we might not have won.
That is true. That is true. So, with that being said,
Thanks, Nicky.
Nikki, I have a question for you. What team does Carson Wentz play for?
The Washington Commanders.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
All right, guys. So, on that note, please subscribe to Further AM. Randy, my
Left
co-host.
hand up. We the Commanders.
Will you stop?
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
There you go.
But seriously, guys, subscribe to everybody, man. MK Headlines. It's coming up, man. We got episode 50 coming up real soon. So I'm starting to plan out the 50th episode already. So
And
have a
anybody
good-
Yeah,
here,
thanks,
man, go
Nicky,
check
bro.
out Further AM.
You're
I'm live
welcome.
over there. So definitely come
Yep.
and sub and like to mine. I'm live over there right now. So if you
Yep.
haven't, swing on by over there on Further AM and drop a like at least. I much appreciate everyone in the chat today. And these great guys, our co-hosts, Nicky Steve's joining us, doing a fabulous job. Make sure, like he said, you go to his Twitter, his YouTube channel. And next shift, I'm going to let you leave it off.
Yes, sir. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Nicky, for popping on to the show tonight, brother. We really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Our
Thank you for
second
letting me
guest
join.
on the show. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Mitch and Ryan for allowing me on the show with you guys. We're going to the top, boys. It's only It's only the rise from here. And until next week, boys, we the Commanders.
Oh no, here we go again.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
All right,
Hate
now
that
I
song
gotta,
so much. It's getting stuck in my head.
I gotta stop it
That's
now
it, y'all.
before
We're out.
someone else
Can't
says
skip
it. Have a good